Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Come on, set. 15, line it. 15 line.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And right away they're going to
got Nick Chubb over there. Oh, shit.
No gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that
boy
other
got
sideline as a play
Chubb,
caller. You're
Chubb.
finding that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now this throw caught.
Come on, I ain't hold on to that shit. Come on, man.
30-yard line before being corralled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Ready? And 2 stop. You want this? Snap.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb.
Come on, Chubb ain't doing that shit. He is not doing that shit, man. Come on, man.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
This the same formation, ain't it?
From just shy of midfield, Kelly.
That's the same formation, ain't it? Then you gotta run the same formation back to back home. God damn.
Kenny Golladay, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Sit down, boy.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
That boy just ran the same formation back to back. Damn, why you got all them DBs out there, man?
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be
he playing a couple
whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to rumble.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll
What a face mask at, man. Come on, bro.
45. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought
this was that boy got those safeties down. The boys ain't moving, is it?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Running on first down, Eckler. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff works on
boy,
him.
They got those safety playing across top. Boy, what the fuck?
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll try the air now with Locke. Got him, man. That's Trent Sherfield. And he gets it down to the 32. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much Coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more?
Man,
completion.
Yeah,
if this nigga ain't running the same goddamn plays, I don't know what the fuck y'all call this shit, man. I really don't.
That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Look, cover 4, cover 2, cover 4, cover 2. That's all the nigga playing, man. Come on, bro. Y'all not seeing this shit?
Open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. It's locked. He'll air this one toward Coleman. Oh, he almost had it for the pick.
These niggas so goddamn
lame, for the
boy.
Interception in the end
This
zone.
nigga just going, he just switching between cover 2 and cover 4. Like, come the fuck on, man. Be for real with this shit, man. What the fuck y'all niggas really on, bro?
From the gun, here's Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
I don't even want to play this shit. You got the game.
24-yard line. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Kelly. He's going to let this one go deep. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long, pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Right here, right here.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Monday.
Throwing on 2nd down. Luck. On the crossing route, complete. That's Fletcher. That one good for 26 and a first down.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner. Toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fletcher. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw on second down. Luck. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Touchdown, defense. Switch. Bang, bang.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
Under crunch. Keep playing hard.
That false start knocks him back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. Luck throwing again. Gets it off to Freeman. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Looking for Campbell down. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. He's going to look deep down the field. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 16. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Kelly. Catch made here by Campbell. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
A big play that time out of Chubb. Give him 55 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in.
And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A run for Nick Chubb. Oh, Chubb fumbled it. The Broncos say they have it. They do. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Running right, this is Freeman. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
To throw is Love. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag
this
down.
nigga got a fucking penalty for holding. Get the fuck out of here.
Instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football
the
right
ball
there.
so
You don't
I
have to
hype
really
this shit. That's why I
spend
ain't
a lot
even
of
playing
time
this shit for
considering it.
real.
Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, a bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts, so what you're telling...
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Strip that ball. Get it.
Now Chubb.
Oh, man,
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now Kelly to throw from his end zone. Got an open man. That's Campbell.
Get the fuck out of here, boy.
Reaching the 20.
This shit fake as
They're going to
hell.
use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
10-2 start. Protein spill.
On 1st down, it's Kelly. Campbell making the catch. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the 1st down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Go, 30 base.
Here we go, G. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Ready.
Now a 1st down throw. Kelly. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
That's another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Damn, I'm down on 1 fucking running back.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though.
Some of the goddamn ball, bro. What the fuck?
Wilkerson sacks him that time, coming in off the edge.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Locke. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, nigga dude just right to the middle of the field. That's it. Take off with the... Sorry as hell, boy.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now on fourth down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Chubb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Watch the run.
They'll run with Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12. This is Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack, but I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's fourth and goal. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. Here's Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Love. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let him know.
Topper!
They run. Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Let it read. Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
They run it again with Chubb. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Kelly. Ebron caught left side. He'll get the first down and more inside. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
What's going on, bro?
Often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something
I'm playing
really
the game,
big
but I'm just waiting on
when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You're desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out ahead, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard
down ducking like down crazy.
Your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
What happened in the other league?
He didn't get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's a quarterback sneak. And he takes it in for a Colts score. It's their quarterback.
And who you play again?
Keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Tim said he was commissioner. He didn't even respond.
And that will extend
That's crazy. The other thing, the commissioner damn will be one of the most active motherfuckers.
That's fielded in the end zone. And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams.
What time is that?
It's 11:02. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
You know me, I like to damn get my game out of the damn way. I know. Playing nigga, boy, all nigga do is just run to the middle of the field. That's it. As soon as you hike the ball, take off to the middle. They don't give a fuck about nothing there. They don't play the run, nigga, just take off to the middle of the field.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Early down stuff to put this
it don't matter. The ball can be thrown anywhere. But niggas know if they got cornerbacks on the outside, 9 times, damn, the majority of the time, shit, them niggas ain't gonna, they gonna win them damn battles. And niggas know that, so they just take off to the middle of the field.
Now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss.
Man, no, that's cowardly, though, to me. Everybody ain't going to throw it in the middle of the field.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, D. Big series.
He completes this to Sutton. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Keep switching between. I mean, I know what plays I can do, but like I said, I get lazy in my play calling. I know how to beat this shit. But when you got rules in the league where you can't damn call shit back to back.
Here we go on fourth. Lock.
You know what I'm saying? But niggas can damn be alternating between cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, go back, cover 3, cover 4, cover 2. Like, niggas, they go between the same shit.
On fourth. Luck now. A perfect
but I can't keep doing the same thing to beat the shit.
First and 10. Throwing his Luck.
And I just gave him a touchdown. I already seen that.
Picked off at the 12.
I thought Luck was going to throw it over the nigga head.
Indianapolis. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
I know what plays to beat him. He playing off my cornerbacks. I mean, off my wide receivers. I can beat that shit all day.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive, and fresh off the pick 6.
So you say you played it down
about that quickly.
In this case now,
and then I'm down like one running back.
Like what we talk about with defensive backs who get
because damn what you call her.
Short-term memory, right back out
there doing the things that he does best. My superstar running back, he fucking hurt. Oh my god, damn! Now I'm down to damn Freeman.
Defensive backs for the formal
no, I don't got Liz. I got a superstar.
I don't know where that comes from.
I got a superstar running back in Eckler.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The Broncos on third down. They're struggling.
Oh, he playing cover 2. Why did
this is 3rd and 9.
Told you.
Here's Luck. And an alley to run.
Told you, cover 2. Like, I can read this shit. This shit obvious. Like, come on.
Gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. They'll run it. Freeman. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on
why did cover 2? He ran to the middle.
Action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right.
That's all they do. He playing the safety defense. He just taking off running to the middle of the field.
Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
Zone blitz.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
I said, man, I can damn. You don't think I can beat this shit? This shit easy as hell to beat.
On 1st and 10, Luck.
Say what?
And he's going to have the hook up his
my rocket's sucking the damn lead. Like damn 5 and 7, something like that.
Let's see what our referee says.
Yeah, Andrew Luck, sorry, man, I'm down. This motherfucker, I can't use the
2nd and 5 after the
1 minute he playing good, the next minute the nigga playing sorry for.
Luck now to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything.
Let me see what he played. Cover 2.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly.
Cover 2 zone. He doing the cover 2 zone blitz. What he playing right here? I'm just gonna pick a play and see.
They feel good about what's going
on. Right into the middle of the field.
Better and better.
He's gonna fire one deep over the middle.
I caught him slipping that time. I could have been beating this shit, bro. Like I know what he doing. Like, I could have been down beating this shit. Like,
touchdown of the season.
These niggas is not good.
One score closer.
Niggas just rely on damn Madden to help them out and shit. That's all niggas do.
Right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This will be taken short.
The fuck kind of kick this down nigga doing?
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Yeah, like I said, I could have been beating that shit, though. He ain't doing, I like all them little slant routes he doing and shit. I could have been down, stopped all that shit.
Ready? 15, line it. 15 line. Hey, let's go. 5.
Chubb on the counter. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they hit him behind the line.
I ain't complaining.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I'm just gonna play my game.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the
time. All you can do, man. You got to learn from it and just, you know,
not give up the yardage.
I see what type of game. What type of game they want it to be.
But now is the time.
That's all I just see now.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. A throw for Golladay is going to be intercepted.
You say what now?
Picked off near the 42, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
Start off right, but I know you ready to damn play your game with down with Bud down Miller.
And the lead is down to 24.
Yeah, we're in year 3. He'll be doing that thing, though.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six.
Yeah, he'll be doing Bud Miller be doing that thing. He don't do enough of it. But I ain't even called no blitz play on this nigga not one time. Well, yes, I did. I did call a blitz play.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The run on first down gets them a couple up to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag.
So you said your first pitch, you going to pick offensive line.
For not on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now
Myles
on
Garrett.
2nd and long after the hold.
What you talking about? Your first pick, Myles Garrett.
Following the penalty, Chubb. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
We ain't doing no drafts. He ain't doing no drafts.
Sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And again, it's Chubb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
Who, Dante Jackson? No. He gonna beat me. I say he gonna beat me if we do.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't
the league good. I ain't really stunned down the league like that.
What a game to put up that number of points.
I mean, I'm just really just in the league because we all in the league.
Working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
I'm just being real with you. I'm just in the league because we all in there. Other than that, it ain't my type of league. Like how I like to play. I'm sorry. Like I said, man, you ain't on the same page when it comes to certain stuff. I don't like playing boring games. I don't care if I'm blowing somebody out or they blowing me out. I do not like playing the boring game where like I just got to deal with the same play calling back to back over and over.
Next week.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
got to the point, man, I just get on there and just play. Give me something to do. give me something to do. I do. And another thing, the reason why I care, you see in leagues who play their games and who don't. We just in that league, we just know majority of the people. So the people who we know, they're gonna play their damn games and shit. Tara gonna play, Nemo gonna play, Kobe gonna play, Ion gonna play, Kareem gonna play, you gonna play, I'm gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just know that. But other niggas, man, them niggas like, man, fuck that league, man. Them niggas down running this nigga stand and playing the same defense up the whole entire damn field. And nigga don't want to be in no league like that. Damn, Eckler out 7 weeks. My other damn running back, he out 3 more weeks. This shit crazy as hell, boy. Nigga just keep getting injured. And the nigga injury is high as fuck. And his toughness. And then it ain't like I'm just running like 3 downs every damn play and shit.